Breaking news. What are the odds that I don't have a coughing attack?
Slug.
I'll have a little sippy of this.
I was like, what is that thing? And then I realized.
It's a cup holder came out of the table.
Yeah, maybe don't put your bottle in there.
My water butt was too big. You freaking ready or what?
Yep, it's born ready.
Bestiary of Sigillum. Sigillum.
Is it Sigillum or Sigillum?
Sigillum. Sigillum, of course. Now, what I've noticed when editing is that you and I, well, I'm taller than you. Better. You and I have not been centered. Are we centered?
I think so.
It's good enough for me. You ready?
Get us in our grays.
Oh, Greasy Grays.
Greasy grays.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
board games
and
board gamey things.
Exactly. We are here today to do another pumped up crowdfunding because this one's not coming to Kickstarter, it's coming to Gamefound. Gotcha. Today's video is all about the Bestiary of Sigillum. Box lid almost just popped right clear off of the box. This is a prototype. Bestiary of Sigillum is coming to Gamefound in November. So for this video, we are doing a little bit of a preview, so a little bit of an overview, talking about the game, and then hopefully by the end, you'll be able to figure out whether or not this game is for you or not.
Indeed.
Indubitably. This video is sponsored by Crowd Games, or Crowd Games, or Crowd Games.
We still don't know.
Sometimes I say one thing, sometimes I say the other. But the point is, it's Crowd or Crowd Games. I think it's Crowd. It's a crow. Crowd Games.
It's gotta be Crowd Games.
It's gotta be Crowd Games. This game was designed by Peter Viben and is published by Crowd Games. And before we kind of get into it, let's start off with a little bit of an overview of the game and maybe a little bit about how this game plays.
Do it up.
In Bestiary of Sigillum, players take on the role of summoners in the kingdom of 2 castles, controlling a band of 3 immortal legendary characters. Each player will try to develop the best strategy to destroy their opponent's castle. To succeed, they must wisely use their characters' abilities and take control of the Catapult Towers. The goal of the game is to destroy the opponent's castle. The player to do that first is immediately declared the winner. There are 2 ways to damage an opponent's castle: through Catapult Tower control or exiling an opponent's character. Each player's turn is divided into 3 phases: the time phase, the ability phase, and the control phase. The time phase. Whenever the first player rotates the time dial 1 sector clockwise, all characters' abilities become 1 round closer to being returned. An ability becomes charged when the time dial pointer stops on a sector with that ability token. During the time phase, the active player also removes all charged ability tokens from the Sigil of Time and place them on the respective slots on their character sheet. They also remove all positive effect markers from their character and all negative effect markers from their opponent's characters. Next up is the ability phase. During this phase, you may use any available abilities of your non-stunned characters. Each character has 3 unique abilities: their core ability, used to attack or maneuver, and 2 support abilities, used to apply effects. Finally, the control phase. During this phase, each catapult tower under your control deals 1 damage to the opponent's castle. The game ends immediately when one player's castle marker reaches the last space of the corresponding track. The other player is declared a winner. Bestiary of Sigillum is a game for either 2 players or 4 players. You could play 1v1 or 2v2.
I was going to say 4-player would be 2v2, yeah.
Exactly. And we have only played this at 2 players. As you know, Jeff and I are 1 and 2. We are 2 people, so that's how we played it.
That's how math works.
As Jeff mentioned before, this is a prototype copy of the game. Everything may be tweaked a little bit, and I just wanted to show you this little piece, which is the storage system for the game. We have a wooden insert, but in the final copy, this will be a plastic insert, but I just wanted to highlight it because it just keeps all of your little pieces together so nicely organized. I love it
Very
so
much so, yeah.
In this game, you are going to be able to choose from a ton of different characters. And when I say a ton of different characters, I mean like, whoa, like there's so many different characters. However, in the rule book, they give you suggestions on different bands that you should use. So each player chooses 3 characters.
Yep.
Jeff and I played with one of the recommended bands for starting out. And then we also completely went rogue and both chose 3 random characters and played with some random characters as well. One thing that I wanted to kind of highlight with the stack of characters, each character is asymmetric and they each have strengths in different areas. So your character, like Jeff's first band, might all be strong. So how did your band of strength work for you?
Yeah, so my initial 3 characters I played as Architectus, Malleus, and Catapultus. And they're all strength characters. And what that means is high armor, maybe slower moving, heavier damage kind of types. I had Catapultus, who, as you would suspect, has some range attacks. Catapultus could also increase control around the siege towers. Malleus was really just a brute, like heavy brute. And then the other one I had was Architectus, which I think was probably the most complex of the 3. Architectus is a constructor type, which allows you to repair stuff, which is a really cool way to protect your own castle and delay the game so that your other characters can kind of position themselves in order to do damage and that sort of thing. So
Jeff's entire band was all strength. There's 3 different I guess strengths of the characters.
I would say class. Class is the, I think, correct term.
So there's strength, there's agility, and there's intelligence. Yeah. All of Jeff's characters in that first game focused on strength. And in my first lineup, I had 2 focused on strength and then 1 focused on intelligence. I had 1 smarty pants and 2 strong people. So my band for the first game that we played, and one of the first recommended bands they suggest you start with, was Saxum, Elespra, and Armis. First of all, they give a backstory on all of the cards of the characters, which is really great. It'll tell you kind of what their thing is. So Armis is a defender, Elespra.
And you'll notice there's no artwork for
she's a work in progress, just like me. And she's a temptress, and then Saxum is a monolith. With Elespra, I'm never going to say it right, but with Elespra, her big thing as a temptress is stunning people, number 1. She can also make people kind of come closer and tempt them, switch places with them. Armis is all about the defense, so he is a really good one to kind of have on your side in terms of defending the tower area. Saxum the monolith, Rock Blast, Shaking Earth, and Stone Skin. So you kind of know that he's a bit of a heavy hitter. That was the first band. Now, as I mentioned before, Jeff and I, when we played again, we're like, whatever, let's go rogue. And we decided to play with 1 strength, 1 agility, and 1 intelligence each to see kind of how that all worked together. One thing about this game that I will say is the more you play it, the better you're going to get. And you're not going to be great at this game until you understand all of the characters and how they interact with each other.
Yeah, for sure.
The characters that you pair with each other matter a lot.
Yeah,
definitely. A lot. You really do kind of need to read into
Yeah, I mean, each character has asymmetrical abilities, so understanding how they work and how they could cohesively, I guess, work on the map together is important. And you're only going to figure that out by playing a bunch.
Exactly. There's a lot of different mechanics in this game, I would say, that you're either going to be really familiar with, but one that I thought was really unique to this game was during the time phase. When you use one of your character's abilities, you actually remove that token from their board and you put it on this time board. And as the turns go, you kind of get like closer and closer to being able to do those abilities again.
For video game players, it's just similar to a cooldown. You know,
it's exactly what it is. It's a cooldown.
If you're familiar with playing anything, you know, like League of Legends or Smite, where you use an ability and it's, you know, it's got a minute cooldown, it's similar to that. You know, it's 4 turns and then you can use the ability again. Most of them, I think, have
like 2, 3, or 4.
And obviously, the more powerful the attack, the longer the cooldown.
There is a really, really strong element of strategy. So when we talk about who this game might be for and whether or not this game might be for you, I would actually say there's like no randomness in this game. Everything about this game is completely strategic.
If you're into skirmish games, definitely one with the amount of variability that comes in this game in a very small box.
Yeah, and like I said before, no randomness. So this is not a game of luck. This is a game of pure strategy. It is a game that you will need to develop your skills as you continue to play, as you learn the characters.
You know, having 27 characters with 3 abilities each.
You play with 3 characters each game. The amount of replayability, variability, like strategy building, that is who this game is for, I would say. So if you like strategy, head-to-head, variability, asymmetrical characters, and no luck.
There's some depth to the characters too that I think is really cool. Like, they didn't just give you characters with abilities. Like, there is a decent little write-up for each character. There's a world that they've created for these characters, and I just think that's really neat.
I would say that's who this game is for. Who this game is for not, if you like push your luck. If you like dice rolling. Not for you.
If you don't like asymmetry.
If you don't like asymmetry, I would say that this is mid-weight. I wouldn't say that this is a lightweight game, and I wouldn't say it's a super complex or heavy game. The actual rules are very simple and what you're doing, but the strategy is very, very
I think where the difficulty comes in is in the strategy of winning.
It's a bit of a unique take on castle defense, tower defense, and there is also area control in this, which I don't know that we've talked about already, but essentially you're trying to control areas around towers, and if you control areas around a tower, then you control that tower, which means that you can take a shot at the opposing character's castle. And ultimately, that's what you're trying to do. You win by knocking down the other person's castle, and you do that by killing off their characters. They do respawn, so when somebody's dead, they're not dead forever. They do come back, so you do that by killing off people's characters and by gaining control of those towers. So a lot of the action happens around that tower area of the map. The two
siege towers.
Exactly, yeah. That is Bestiary of Sigillum. If any of that sounds like something that you are interested in, we will make sure to leave all of the information for you down below. This is going to be going live on Gamefound in November. This is a pumped up Gamefound. If you're interested in buying board games, once again, on Gamefound, but other board games, you should first start by checking your friendly local gaming store. And for us, that is...
the Boardroom Game Cafe.
Sure the heck is. That's all that we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see,
please subscribe.
We hope to see you again soon. And now we say goodbye. Goodbye.
Later days.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel... Why can't I say the Meeple?
That's weird, man.
Fine, I'll do it again.
No, it's fine. You say the...
Hello everyone and welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about...
I can't. Get with it, man.
Yeah. Me?
Come on.
Look at all of our candy.
Get it together. Yeah, I'm surprised you just put it in boxes like that.
Well, no, it's in the back. That's extras.
Well, those should go into like storage somewhere, shouldn't they?
That's what I thought the cart was.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the hiccups. Oh no. Hello everyone and welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all...
What are you doing, man?
I'm just trying to get through it, you know?
Can you just do it like you normally would?
Hello everyone and welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about...
You say the.
The Meeple.
Say
okay,
Foster
fine.
the Meeple. Do your thing.
What? Is that wait, is that attached?
It's my head, yes.
I was like, where's that hair coming from? Crow D Games? I don't know what to say. See that, Jeff?
Yep.
Okay.